Imagine having the strength to flip a heavy tank with one finger, or the kind of insect superpower that turns normal human society into an emergency evacuation drill, the trap jaw ant, bullet jaws. This little demon can snap its mandibles shut at roughly 35 to 64 meters per second. That's about 126 to 230 kilometers per hour, which is absolutely unhinged, but not technically faster than sound. So we're killing the supersonic myth right here. The secret? A latch and spring mechanism. The ant charges up like a loaded mousetrap with a personal vendetta and fires all that energy in one savage clap. Now picture you with this power. Brushing your teeth becomes a level 5 hazmat operation. You bite into a bank vault door and it just ceases to exist. Canned food. You look at the can and it opens itself out of respect. Your sandwich gets sliced so clean, the bread file's a missing person report. Tug of war? Your strategy is delete rope. But here's the thing. Every dentist in the country sees your name on the schedule and immediately fakes their own death. Your dental hygienist would rather enter witness protection than look inside your mouth. The bombardier beetle, boiling chemical spray. When something threatens this beetle, it calmly mixes hydroquinones and hydrogen peroxide inside a tiny reaction chamber and fires a scalding blast that hits around 100 degrees Celsius. This is not magic steam. This is chemistry that woke up and chose violence. Now give that to you. A street robber picks you as a target exactly once. You spin around, there's a cute little internal pressure field, and then the entire alley learns what the word boundary means at a molecular level. You could empty a packed elevator without opening your mouth. You would dominate every water gun fight in recorded history, except nobody invites you to round 2. The downside? Every single activation costs you a pair of pants, an office chair, and almost certainly your privilege to board public transit ever again. The dung beetle. Super strength. Yeah, ignore the dung for a second. The horned dung beetle, Onthophagus taurus, has been measured hauling 1,141 times its own body weight, which makes it one of nature's most absurdly overpowered little freaks. That raw force comes from a compact frame engineered for leverage, traction, and absolutely vicious beetle-on-beetle wrestling. Hand that strength to you and your morning warm-up is shoving a Boeing 747 down the highway with one hand while sipping an iced latte. Moving day lasts 12 seconds. You grab the entire apartment building, hoist it overhead, and ask, which neighborhood? Your gym routine starts with deadlifting a parking garage just to feel something. Traffic jam? You politely stack every car into a neat little queue. Only one problem. Every time you spot a giant round object, some deep beetle part of your brain whispers, roll it home. That is your destiny. The diabolical ironclad beetle, tank armor. This beetle eats crushing force for breakfast. It can tank about 150 newtons, roughly 39,000 times its own body weight, and it's literally famous for surviving a car rolling over it. The trick is that its hardened wing covers are fused shut and locked together with jigsaw puzzle seams that spread pressure instead of cracking. Give you that body, and you could lie down on the freeway, let an 18-wheeler steamroll your entire chest, then stand up and complain there's tire dust on your shirt, falling down stairs. The stairs are the ones getting nervous. A safe drops out of the sky, bounces off your forehead, and apologizes. You become the only human whose protective gear is just skin. But every hospital hates you, because each vaccine appointment ends with a nurse holding a mangled needle, whispering, somebody get the drill. The flea. Super jump. Fleas launch themselves roughly 100 times their own body length. Some reports clock it up to 200 times, powered by stored energy in the elastic protein resilin. These things aren't just strong-legged, they are biological catapults that charge, lock, and fire like a medieval siege weapon the size of a poppy seed. Give you that ability, and one lazy knee bend launches you from the sidewalk, clean over a skyscraper. Elevators? Obsolete. You leave every building through the roof like a deeply confused superhero. Basketball gets banned within 5 minutes of your first game. Your daily commute becomes one bounce, one scream, and one extremely awkward landing in a completely different zip code. The catch? Fleas are engineered to survive flea landings. You are engineered to file a complaint when your office chair drops half an inch. The cicada. Sonic blast. Male cicadas produce their war cry using timbals, vibrating plates on the abdomen, with muscle contractions hammering roughly 120 to 480 times per second. Some calls or choruses hit a face-melting 120 decibels at close range. Hand that to you, and karaoke night becomes a citywide glass replacement emergency. You suck in one breath, flex your core, and every car alarm within 3 blocks starts confessing crimes it didn't even commit. Got a loud neighbor? One bass drop from your stomach, and their Wi-Fi router writes a resignation letter. You could shut down a board meeting, evacuate a mall, or make a leaf blower feel personally inadequate. Sadly, this power ships with cicada terms of service. It only feels socially acceptable in summer, and for peak output, you have to cling to a tree trunk like a divorced Bluetooth speaker, running on pure spite. The bullet ant, Max Payne. The bullet ant's sting sits at the absolute summit of the Schmidt sting pain index, and its venom packs ponerotoxin, a neurotoxic peptide that delivers blinding wave after wave agony for hours, sometimes described as lasting a full 24 hours. The science is worse than the name. Ponerotoxin hijacks voltage-gated sodium channels, forcing pain signals to keep screaming long after the victim is begging them to stop. Give you this power, and boxing stops being a sport. To Bakian, it becomes a paperwork problem. You tap an opponent with your pinky, and they crumple to the mat. instantly reviewing every life decision they've made since kindergarten. Security doesn't pat you down. You are the weapon. Even a casual handshake needs a signed liability waiver and a paramedic on standby. But here's the humiliating part. Every time you deploy, you produce one massive stinger from somewhere near your tailbone, which means your superhero entrance is simultaneously awe-inspiring, horrifying, and medically impossible to explain on live television. So yeah, insect superpowers would make you unstoppable, uncrushable, uncatchable, and permanently banned from every normal building on Earth. Like, subscribe, and tell me which animal power you'd take, knowing which one would get you arrested before lunch.